Good afternoon. Bloody good afternoon. It is for me anyway. I've finished work. My working week has now ended, and to be honest, I'm quite glad because it's been rather busy. I've been doing a lot of meeting arrangements for the team, and one of them involved 6 weeks worth of meetings every day, 3 times a day. I think it worked out as 90 meetings that had to be arranged, and they couldn't be done using the recurring feature on Outlook either because a different person was involved in each meeting. So it involved looking at the screen for a very long period of time, which, obviously I don't mind doing because, I've got a job and that's good. But when you're staring at the screen for that length of time, it becomes really tedious and hard on the eyes. Hard on my eyes, anyway. My eyes are rubbish. They always have been. So yeah, I'm glad to say bye to the working week and hello to Janome. I'm sort of celebrating as well because I know Vivi's got her Janome back and she's going to be picking up some sewing soon, and we're kind of doing the same job, only Vivi's lavender bags that she makes are for her shop. And if you've not checked out Vivi's shop, then check it out. Vivi's Kitchen Garden Shop online. Google it. I'll put a link below. And she will be doing her lavender bags for sale. My lavender bags are not for sale, so please don't ask me because I will not be selling them. I'm using them for home use, home fragrancing, for use in cupboards, drawers, wardrobes, things like that. And with another link to Vivi, I'm using some fabric scraps that Vivi gifted to me a while back. I love this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a thick, really thick fabric. I don't know whether this is what you call a jacquard, I'm not sure. But it's absolutely gorgeous with these pretty leaves and branches. And I've got enough here to make a few sort of rectangle shaped lavender bags, and they'll be particularly luxurious. So I think that's really, really pretty. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be tricky though using this one because it's all going to have to be really well hemmed, because it's the kind of fabric that frays. And I've not entirely decided on a design yet, because I was thinking I may do lavender bags with exposed edges and use the overlocking function on the Janome to just hem on the outside so you can see the stitching, and maybe use a toning colour of thread. I'm not sure. That idea would apply to this fabric, which is called, I think, Dotty. Again, it's another cast off from Vivi, which is superb. Thank you, Vivi. Lovely. It's a sort of pale blue polka dot. Gorgeous. So I've got these 2 selections of fabric. All I need to do now is get them pressed and cut into the shapes that I want. Obviously, I can decide whether I want 2 pieces joined together or whether I want to include a seam, an edge that's already there. I don't know, I'm not sure. I quite like the idea of stitching all the way round and using squares, because I enjoy sewing. I enjoy getting going on the machine, so I don't mind. It's only an extra side to do. Let me think about that. So I need to go to the dressing room downstairs, which is where we keep the iron and the ironing board, which I never use. All my clothes are creased. I've tended towards buying clothes that don't need ironing, really. And I do try to fold things when I put them away. But you know what it's like. I mean, I'm not that woman. What's that woman's name? You know, the one that does all the folding everything and holding onto an item until you feel passionate. I don't do all that. I do try to fold things, but if things become messy, whatever. I'm not a neat freak. I'm really not. I know people think I am, but I'm not. I'm really not. So, I will see you in a moment when I've got these bits of fabric ironed and cut and ready for sewing. It seems like ages, do you know me, since we've been together. She's not saying anything. Don't be ungrateful, or I'll put you back. Seriously though, I am going to enjoy sewing. I don't know why I haven't done all the things that I was hoping to do during the summer, but I think it's been such a weird year, hasn't it? And it's been a weird year for motivation levels. You know, my CBA has really kicked in this summer. For those of you who don't know, I do have CBA syndrome, which is can't be arsed syndrome. Yeah. So anyway, let me get on. I'll see you in a second, as if by magic. I'm back. The hair's up. The scarf's off. The gloves are off. I mean business. So, the first one is going to be an experiment. It really is. I'm going to be doing this one first, but I'm going to be using this purple thread. And rather than turning the fabric inside out and then sewing it and then turning it the right side, I'm using the fabric the right side up. I've just roughly pinned it to keep the fabric together. I'm going to do an overcast all the way around and leave obviously a gap to get the lavender in. And I'm going to do it in quite a dense stitch, and I'm going to see what happens, just as an experiment. I may have to go over it again to finish it, but I just want to see what it looks like, just for fun. You know, you've got to experiment and try things. If you've got an idea for a design, you've got to experiment, try it out, see if it works. If it doesn't work, that's great. It doesn't matter. You know, what have you lost? A little bit of cotton, a little bit of fabric. You can unpick it if need be. So I think it's quite fun to try new things, try different ways of doing things and see if it works. Yeah. So I need to wind a bobbin of this gorgeous, gorgeous purple colour. I hope you can see that. Let's wind a bobbin. I love doing this ever since Vivi showed me the first time on her machine how to wind a bobbin. I love winding a bobbin. I do. It's my favourite thing. I'm going to start by using this over edge foot. I'm not sure whether you can see, but it's got two small sort of prongs in the centre, and then this brush, and then there is an edge here that the fabric sits against, and this enables you to sew over the edge of fabrics to stop them from fraying. So I'm going to hem it using this, and then I'm going to use another stitch over the top to finish it off, to give it a more sort of satiny stitch look. I'm experimenting, okay? So that's the machine threaded and ready to go. So basically the material sits up against this guard just here. the overcast. I think that looks quite nice. So I'm just going to choose a stitch to finish that off. Basically what I've done is decreased the stitch length. I'm using a zigzag stitch and I'm still using the over edge foot to get this clean line on the edge. So it really seals in the edge of the material. You have to be careful on the corners, it's not perfect. But this is my test run. That was my first part. That was the first part, the first corner that I did. It's not perfect, but I can trim that and go over again. But I actually think that's quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to finish it off, but I think that's quite good. So I've got my lavender. I'm just going to finish, just neaten up that. And then I'm going to fill it and seal it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to overcast. I need to hold the fabric in place. So, there we have it, the first of this new design of lavender bag. I think that's really good, I really like that. I think that's quite a nice design. It's a bit different. And actually a bit easier. Well, this is this morning's weather. Absolutely chucking it down. And 5 minutes later, the sun is out. Oh, welcome back. It's Thursday morning and I had to stop work last night because it got to about 6:30 and I suddenly realised I had a family quiz night on Zoom at 7:30. So I thought, well, I've got to eat, blah, 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 and I've got to write my questions for the quiz. So I had to stop. So I thought I'd carry on this morning, and I've done 2 more bags this morning. So I did these yesterday with the other fabric, and I did decide to continue with my edging with this sort of satin stitch edging, which was actually surprisingly easy to do, to be honest, on this fabric. I mean, you know, it's slightly rustic. There are a few little bits that I've had to trim, but I don't think it'll fray any further. I think it'll be fine. And I really, really like the bright orange cotton around the edges because it tones with the orange on the leaves. So I'm really, really pleased with these. I think they look super lovely. So I've got 3 of these, a sort of large one, which I made a bit of a mistake on. I didn't fully catch the seam, so it didn't sew together, so I had to run a stitch along, but that's fine. They're only for me. They're not for sale. Like I say, I'm not in the business of selling these bags. So I've made 3 of those in this lovely fabric, and 3 of these as well in the dotty fabric, and I love them all. I mean, the nice thing about using a lovely fabric is these can be sort of tossed on a sofa for when you're sat at night, and you can just have a whiff and a relax into the lavender haze. If you've not seen my lavender fantasy video, have a look. My lavender journey. So there we are. Very pleased with that piece of work. I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of today. I'm sure I'll find something. So thanks very much for watching. Take care. Have a lovely Thursday, a lovely weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday morning for Sunday chat. I might see you before then if the mood takes me. Take care. Bye for now. Toodle pip. Au revoir. 2 other things. Bye.